So, like a lot of full-time RVers, we are not retired, so we are working full-timers. What that creates, like a lot of people in that situation, is where to set up a workstation. There's lots of avenues you can take. You can set your laptops, your monitors, whatever it is you happen to have on a dinette table. I've seen TV trays. I've seen ironing boards used, all kinds of crazy things. The problem with that is, seems like every single day you're having to set everything up, you're having to tear everything down. It just becomes a real nuisance. So, like a lot of people in our situation, we started trying to figure out what can we do, where is a space, how can we create a works area that doesn't require you to have to tear everything down every night, set everything back up. Just So, what we've discovered for us, the best place was going to be right there. Right there where that ugly, not comfortable chair is. It's just not in a good spot. Nobody ever really seemed to sit in it. Every time the door gets open, you're either going to get a hot blast of air or you're going to get a cold blast of air. Chances are pretty good you're going to get a face full of campfire smoke. Is what it is. So, now what we're going to do, I'm going to walk through the process here, and we're going to show you how we turned uncomfortable chair from this into this. So, first we have to crawl underneath the rig because there's 4 very large nuts and bolts we have to tend to get the chair out first. So, we're going to go down there and we'll get back to things in just a minute. Okay, so now as you can see, we are under the rig. 4 very large nuts and bolts. I've managed to get 2 of them off. And as I'm sure you can imagine, being exposed to all the road conditions, they're a little rusty. So after muscling through the first 2, decided to spray some good old WD-40 on the other ones and let them sit for a minute. This also just brought about the revelation that I'm now going to have 4 holes that I'm going to have to figure out how to plug up and make sure I don't have any place for moisture or critters or who knows what to get in. Just on a side note, have also determined that there's going to have to be some either carpet repairing or something. We were wanting to put in some new flooring anyway, so might have just sped up that process. So now we're going to see if we can get these last 2 nuts and bolts out. Check in with you in a minute. Okay, as you can see, uncomfortable chair is gone. Wasn't the worst task I've ever done. Wasn't the easiest task I've ever done. Only had 1 digit that got a little banged up in the process, but it's still there, so we're all good. So, next step in the process of building our little workstation here is creating the desk, I guess you could call it. The core of our workstation is going to be one of those nifty cube storage thingers. I apologize, I'm not fluent in IKEA. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute if you don't already know what I'm talking about. So next step is we have to pull the, I don't know, it's like 753,000 pieces out of the box of that and get that all assembled. So I'll catch up with you here in a minute when we're in that process. Alright y'all, we're about to get started building this thing. So good news is, I might have overestimated a little bit on the amount of parts. Not by much. My tip for modular furniture, I believe is what they call this stuff. Kindling. Just take the whole thing, the whole box, all of it. Just throw it in your fire. There you go. Unfortunately, it's not an option for us here today. So, let's go get this done. Wish me luck. shelf, take one. Never a good sign. Alright, the core of our workstation is done. Well, a few little things to make it pretty. Mama won't be happy unless it's pretty. So other than that, there's the first step. Be back with you in a minute after we get it moved. And I take a break. Well, as you can see, our workstation is finally in and ready to go. Few little tidying up on the edges, but other than that, I think we should be able to make it work. We got a front panel there on a flip away hinge, so front section can flip down when we're traveling and don't need it. Using the cubby storage gives us plenty of extra place to store stuff. Place to put away laptops, books, notebooks. So there you have it. No more having to pack up and put away all the time.